he was a descendant from Noah, from the time of the flood, right? He had all the generations, and everybody had that. There were 7 laws at that time that God had given to the world. 6 he gave to Adam, right? And 1 he added on for Noah, and those were the 7 laws that everybody had. The Jews went to Mount Sinai, and we ended up with 613 that were given to us. But the rest of the world still has these 7 laws today. They're called the Noahide laws. And I mean, do you want me to go into
No, no. What I want is, okay, that's the theory.
What do you mean theory? That's what it is.
I mean, that's the position. But how does this play out in real life? For instance, I had someone, an observant Jew, say to me the other night, says that he was talking about the more traditional observant Jew, that in their interactions with non-Jews, they're very humble and almost obsequious and don't want to cause offense. But then when they're just talking among their own, they're totally contemptuous. And I think that's true of a lot of...
Oh, I can't...
What do you think?
I mean, I have to generalize here. I
yeah,
don't know.
Great, generalize. Obviously, we're talking about there are different attitudes. Every observant Jew is somewhat different, but there are generalities. And I have noticed this, a kind of very humble desire to avoid trouble with the non-Jews in their interactions, just very low-key, just like keep it on the down low. Like, this is why Jews don't have big fancy houses if they're observant Jews on the outside. They don't make their synagogues, their houses look spectacular on the outside. They don't wear gold chains. They don't wear bling. They don't bling out. They're not flashy in that way. But you go into an observant Jewish home, on the outside it looks completely ordinary.
Right.
On the inside it's gorgeous. They really, they do it up nice. But you don't show off to the goyim. You don't flash out. You don't bling out. You're not flashy. You're very low key, understated in the way you relate to the non-Jews when you interact with them. But just when it's observant Jews talking amongst each other, there's often a great deal of contempt for non-Jews, or we think often that they're silly or wrong or misguided, or goyim does literally mean, it just means nation, and it means practically in speech non-Jew. But you and I know in much of the observant community, a goy, it's used as a put down, don't be a goy.
Yeah, but
use your Yiddish account.
Okay, wait a second. One second. There's a lot of you're saying a lot of loaded stuff right now. The word Jew can be a put down when the goyim get together.
Right.
So I mean, every word can be used derogatorily.
Right.
One thing I don't like is to say, "Whoa, don't use the word goy." I've heard that from some Jews. All right, don't use that word. That insults them. Not really. It just means a non-Jew.
Yeah.
Right. It's like saying the Juden. Right. The Germans get around. Hey, don't use that word Juden.
Yeah.
It just means Jew. Just because it's like it depends how you use it. Right. Because the word Jew and Jewish. Oh, that sounds Jewish. That's too Jewish. That can also be a derogatory term. So there's nothing derogatory about the word goy. Right. When I use it, I mean just someone who's non-Jewish. It's just a way to say someone who's not Jewish. Now, how do Jews are around it? Well, this is generalizing, right?
Yeah.
There are many Jews who are Torah observant, who get together and they might ridicule non-Jews and they might put themselves above non-Jews. Are they supposed to do it? No, that's not good conduct, I would say, because that doesn't jive with the Torah. God says you have to be a light to the nations, and you have to, love. I mean, you shouldn't hate the creatures.
Right.
It's not.
Shouldn't make God look bad.
Yeah. So I mean, that's
hating His creation.
But you know what? The non-Jews have. That's the stereotype non-Jews have of us. They think that when we all get together, in our house on Friday night, and we're sitting around Shabbos table, we're just sitting around talking about how stupid the goyim are. That's what they think, right? Don't let their stereotype of us or what they're thinking come true. Don't let them catch us, with a secret microphone, and we're going stupid goyim, because that's what they think we're all doing, right? So what do you say? I can't generalize.
Right. I'm trying to talk about what is in addition to what should be. So I was just struck by my friend's observation, an observant Jew noting about many of his fellow observant Jews obsequious to the Goyim in their interactions and contemptuous when they're amongst their own.
I mean, I'm sure that goes on. You know, I think I don't know. I don't know. Someone might say, no, that's not true about you, Rabbs. But I would think that I'm pretty much the same. Mm-hmm. You know, whether I'm, you know what I'm saying?
How do you feel about, like, when Lieberman ran for vice president, do you think Jews should avoid high office?
No. No. Why should we? Why should we apologize for being from? You know, let me understand something about America. America, we just had Independence Day yesterday. Mm-hmm. Right? We celebrated America. Mm-hmm. America is not a place for only secular people, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you know, I keep my religion private, and it's not.
Right. Yeah.
You know, that's a private thing.
Yeah, this is a private matter.
It's like masturbating. I do it in private, and you know, it's like. That's nobody's business, okay? Yeah. You know, that I don't know where this bullshit came from. That is not America, right? The Founding Fathers were very outwardly believing in God, right? Yeah. Okay? So, what am I saying? So, is it a problem to have somebody who's Christian, who's outwardly Christian, being president? Like, there was a rap against President Bush, you know, because like people were like, oh no, he's a Christian, and I'm like, that's great, right? More power to it. We need more religious people, you know. Let's not be ashamed to have God come back into America, right? So like you have a frummie, have somebody who's like, you know, keeps Shabbos, he's a Jew, he keeps Shabbos, he keeps kosher, like, thank God, you know, that's great. Mm-hmm. I have no problems with him being president. I think that's a great idea. Why can't we're a part of the population? Do we have to apologize for being part of the population? And eventually, law of average, one of us should get elected, right? Now, you know, I have my own personal problems with some of the things
I'm not
did,
talking about
but just
politics, but just the idea of an observant Jew taking high office.
I think that's great.
You don't think it'll make the Goyim hate us?
Make the Goyim hate? Look. The Goyim already hate us. You know, this is like, you know, the state of Israel always has this, oh my God, the Goyim are going to hate us, so we'll just keep giving away all our land. You know, like that really paid off for you. You know, the Goyim hate you already, so just shut the Goyim up and just do what you have to do, right? Here in America, I don't think Goyim hate us. I think, by and large, this is a Christian country, and American Christians like Jews.
Right.
They like the state of Israel, they like Jewish people, and they really respect us when we keep the Torah. Mm-hmm. So if you have a secular Jew, let's say like what's that? You know, like I'm not going to say names, but there's like some of the senators are Jewish, right? Mm-hmm. And I'll give you a great example. This is happening in the news right now. There's this woman, and she's Jewish, and she's going up. She's secular, and she's going up for nomination to be on the Supreme Court.
Oh yeah,
okay?
Lena Kagan.
Okay. And she just said this week during her hearing, it was last week, they said, where were you on Christmas Day? And she was probably like every other Jew and eating in a Chinese restaurant. And I'm like, okay, isn't it amazing how the minority of people, of the Jewish people, can embarrass the whole? I mean, can you imagine she actually said this to the world? That Jews all go to, you know, this should be one of the 11th mitzvah of a liberal Jew. You have to go to a Chinese restaurant, a treif Chinese restaurant on Christmas. Like, who the fuck needs to do that, right? That's got nothing to do with being Jewish. That's an embarrassment. You know what that is? It's like, oh, we're just going to poke it in the face of the Christians, right? What a fucking embarrassment that is, right? I would much rather have, and so would the Goyim, would much rather have somebody who's outwardly Jewish, you know, has no problems, you know, saying, you know, what do you do on Christmas Day? I was like, you know, why? Like, it's like every other day, you know, it's like, you know, I get up, I put on tefillin, and I eat kosher, you know, it's like, it's just like any other day for me. I don't make a special spit in your face and I'm going to go eat Chinese food just because I'm a dick, you know?
Right.
You know, so they would rather have that.
Right.
They'd rather have somebody who, like, calls it as it is.
Rabbi, why do you say Torah in a strange way, like Torah?
Torah?
Yeah, why do you say it?
Torah? Why am I say Torah?
No, why do you say it in the way you say it?
Because
it's
the
yeshivish way.
Well, yeah, because like the vowel in Hebrew, it's not, you know, necessarily it's oi, Torah.
And there's another question in the chat room. Why do you curse so much?
Why is he cursing so much?